just about back to the Twin Cities here, fully loaded. Sitting about 79,000 with this one. And now we're gonna go play in some heavy traffic. And there's the heavy traffic. Hopefully it's moving now. It's always hard to tell because this is a popular spot that traffic likes to slow down. So you got to keep a pretty watchful eye at this exit. Usually it's the roundabout that, or the merging on, that causes the slowdown here. But sometimes traffic is just backed up. They do a lot of mowing operations up in this area. And for some reason they like to do it during the middle of the day. I haven't quite figured that one out, but that's above my pay grade. But as the traffic picks up here, we'll keep a watchful eye. Should be somewhat entertaining. I'm sure I'll get cut off quite a few times. That's usually what winds up happening. Doesn't often get close enough because usually I can catch it. But sometimes they do slip in and I don't notice it right away. So I guess we'll see. If I could just keep this truck going fast enough to get there, that'd be cool. This wind is really kicking us back. Let's grab this Hammerlane because we're going to need that coming up. Couple bumps. Yep, just went, or yeah, going through Lakeville right now technically, but just about to the 35 split. Welcome on in. We're about to go play in some of the fun traffic up here. Got a full load, no Jake brake. Should be a good time. Welcome on in. No, we are heading on up to a recycling facility. Got a full loaded trailer and we're coming up into Minneapolis right now. Gonna be pretty much in St. Paul once we get there. Take me another 20-30 minutes depending on traffic. Big traffic will be alright. It's probably just going to be heavy. We should be able to flow through at a pretty decent rate, I would say. just going to keep the hammer down up until we get to the hill. And we got to take our time going down that so I don't overheat the brakes. Without having a Jake brake in this truck, got to give a little more room on some of the downhill stuff around here. It doesn't take much to heat these brakes up, especially being 79,000 pounds. Yep, still doing a lot of construction up here. Still got this all shut down to a 2-lane. That works for me. Yeah, let's just hope we don't run into anything then. Nothing pops up on us. Usually the hill is where we run into a little bit of a slowdown. We just dropped it down a gear and now we're hovering over the brake. We'll let it get up to about, well, here, 57, and then we're going to bring it right back down. But essentially I want to pace the truck, let it get up to a certain speed, get on the brake, bring it back down, get off the brake. That way they have time to cool, and I'm not just sitting on them the whole way down the hill. Got some cars coming on. Gotta slow down a bit. That's about to pull over. Can't really go anywhere. We just really don't want to hit this curve this fast, so you got to bring her down a little bit speed-wise. Like, and usually you hit this about 50, 55 and be doing all right. Oh yeah, felt the trailer pulling on that one. So curves are going to be 55 today. Probably 50 to be on the safe side when we get to the curves up ahead. Alright, now we're going to hammer down, get some speed built up so we can try and get some momentum to get up this hill. As long as we got room in front of us. But this truck just does not have any power to it. Starting to slow down a little bit, not much. I think we're going to drop a gear before we start climbing. Now we'll get the air cams up, see if it'll hold. not really holding. Not really holding much. But we'll start gaining some speed as soon as we get up here. And then we can start moving through the cities. See what we wind up with. Oh, come on, truck. We're still trying to rebuild speed. If you ever wonder why trucks are slow, yeah. Because heavyweight and little power doesn't... Oh, nice. Yeah, come on over. No, you had plenty of room there, buddy. Jackass. And this van's going to come on. I can't move over. This isn't going to be very good. Shit. Hang on. Let me get by you. It's already hard enough to maintain a speed, but to have to slow down and try and speed back up when people are merging, then I definitely become a road hazard. That's the big problem about semis being in the slow lane, is when people are merging on and off, I can't just speed right back up to where I was. It takes me for freaking ever to get back to speed. And then people get pissed off about it, which understandably so. I'm just a big slow moving object at this point. But we should be on some flat ground for a little bit, so we'll get our speed up and then see how the merging up ahead is going to go. And we may wind up taking the hammer lane, flowing with traffic until we can get back over. Then we don't have to slow down, speed up, slow down, speed up, because really it's going to just be slow down and go nowhere. So I like to watch the merge ramps as we're coming up to them and see if I see anything coming down to join the interstate. At the same time, I also got to make sure I know if my other lane is open or not, so I know how I need to operate this truck. Right now, I have the ability to get over, so we're going to. That allows that car to merge on. They don't have to, hammer their gas pedal or hit their brakes to get behind me. They're able to just flow right on. And then we got one car coming on here. Oh, we might be stuck out here actually. Yep. Never mind. Welcome on in. We're going to be stuck for a second here until we can find an opening to get back over. So we'll just try to stay with traffic until we hit the curves. Once we hit the curves, we got to back the speed down. I already felt my load move when we went through that construction back there. So I can tell there's a little bit on the top of the load that's loose and it will shift around. Even shifting, 1,000 up top is enough to really rock the trailer down, and it becomes a very uneasy feeling. Ah, crap. Now we're to lose speed because I can't get over. Shit. Are you at least exiting, dude? Please tell me you're not sitting on the slow lane. Oh, thank God. Could have used a blinker for that one, though. Alright, so like I said, we're going to keep it at about 55 around these curves, because even hitting them at 55, I can feel the trailer pulling on the truck a little bit, which is telling me, yeah, that top layer that's inside this trailer is able to move. We have a full load of recycling sitting behind us right now, and the cardboard, whatever's up top, cardboard, glass, little chunks of metal, what have you, I can definitely tell it's loose up top. The rest of the load should be pretty well packed down, but there's always room for movement in these trailers. If they filled them to 100% full, I'd be like 120,000 pounds. So we can't max these trailers out, not unless it's just a lot of light cardboard. And even then, the weight will add up pretty fast. Alright. Make it around this curve. Yeah, loose cargo can be, it can be interesting, and, you know, I at least know it's in my trailer, but it's hard to say how it's in my trailer. You know, like a lot of it's compacted in there, but until I hit a curve, I generally can't tell if the load is loose. So I can usually tell right away when I hit a curve if it's gonna move on me or not. And then we just adjust our speed from there. Alright, we're gonna keep our speeds a little bit lower, because this is going to be the one spot we're probably going to wind up in some stop traffic. Is going to be up ahead here by the bridge. So we'll just keep this thing back, keep a good gap. Without having Jake brakes, I got to rely 100% on my brakes and transmission. Transmission's definitely not strong enough to stop it, and my brakes are definitely not strong enough to stop it, but together, with enough distance, should do just fine. Yep. Hey, Rick. Yeah, you hit your brakes hard enough. Yeah, I can send about 1,000 pounds forward pretty quickly. That's never a fun time. At least it doesn't hit like liquid when it hits the front of the trailer, but it's enough to where when it hits, it'll rock a little bit, and then I'll see my suspension gauges up higher, which we're already really close to 34,000, so you better speed up. Get on the throttle. There you go. Oh, good Lord. I got magic brakes in this thing. You know, Rick, you're not wrong. You are not wrong, my friend. Yeah, with this truck trailer combination, I've got way less of an ability to stop than I would if I had my truck. I mean, I know the Jake brakes are loud, but they do serve a purpose on my truck. And it definitely makes a noticeable difference when you're going down the road. Yep. And that's exactly it. That's why we keep the safety gap. So as long as we don't get cut off, I mean, even when we do get cut off, we really don't run into a lot of problems. But in this industry, shit happens. So we're just going to keep a close eye on traffic. Keep this gap in front of us. Because I got a feeling we might be stopping on the other side of the hill going down. Unless we're catching it at a good time where we're actually moving. But I never anticipate that we're actually moving. I always anticipate that traffic's going to be stopped. That way I don't come flying into it. Hey, that's doing me a favor too, okay? Yeah, because this thing ain't gonna stop on a dime. This is one of our older trucks, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is one of our, this is our older trucks. This thing has drum brakes all around. There's no disc brakes on this truck. So you combine that with no Jake brake, yeah, it takes a second. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like the Jake brake is a magic brake system. It's just more of a safety. And it just helps with reducing the speed. Yeah, then there's the third parties, yeah. No, yeah, and that's true too. You can, I mean, you can honestly get through here really without touching your brakes if you do it right. But yeah, in the same breath, things do like to pop up around here that you really got to keep an eye on. This is a good spot that usually hits the brakes when everybody's getting off to get onto the 94. Welcome in. Everything's actually moving pretty good through here. Welcome on in from the Philippines. Good to see you. We are currently on our way to St. Paul. Oh, all right, that was cool. Can't miss that exit. That's when you throw the blinker on and just say good luck everybody else, and off you go. There you go. Heading to the back rooms. Yeah, that's the crap I'm talking about. Like, you just never know when it's gonna happen, so you always expect that it's just gonna happen. Like, I saw him coming up in the mirror, but I sure as hell didn't think he was gonna cut across like that. It's actually not that often I get that. Usually it's just like the standard, people are merging on and cut me off, but Nah, he went for it. He's like, yeah, I gotta get this exit. Oh well. To teach their own, I suppose. This is another one that people like to try and fly in front of me on. Either merging on or merging off. Like, most of the time I get pretty lucky coming through this section. And I don't have a lot of people that try to screw with me, but yeah, every so often. Alright, just gotta keep an eye on these cars next to me. Coming up to this exit, people don't generally realize this is an exit lane until we're like to the exit, even though we're coming at the sign right here that says exit only. So I'll get people that cut in front of me here too. But we'll just keep an eye out for it. Let's see if this service truck might cut me off. Yep, there he goes. Called it. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, exactly. As long as if they merge on and just keep going, I ain't worried, you know? It's when they merge on at like 5 miles an hour under what I'm doing and don't speed up, it's like, that's annoying. But that's why usually when I'm coming up to those merge ramps, I'm always watching who's coming down, because usually, you know, you can gauge it. You can watch how fast they pick up their speed, whether they're gonna, you know, actually be able to get in front of you decently or not. Yeah, just about every other exit. Usually it's something. That's usually why when I come through here, I don't even push to go fast, you know. There's not much of a point because something's gonna happen at some point, and I really don't feel like doing the paperwork. So good news is we're just about to our delivery spot here. Yeah, I've been coming up here twice a day for the past year. Pretty much about twice a day for the past year, and I mean, I'm pretty sure it's every single day something happens. Like, there's a few YouTube shorts I put up of just some wild driving that I've had happen up here. Pretty much. That's why I just do what I do. I mean, there's times, like, you know, there's times I will absolutely lose my shit, don't get me wrong, but usually they gotta be, it's gotta be almost imminent that I'm gonna hit someone, but it rarely ever gets to that point. All right, let's get scaled in, and then we can, looks like we can pull right on in to get unloaded. Yep, we just rolled onto the scale. Oh, that's wild. Doing live streams as a sheriff up here or for Ramsey County. Yeah, that's wild. Huh. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. I can imagine his live streams are pretty interesting. Lord. All right. Looks like we're gonna get right in. Sweet. That works for me. The faster I get in, the faster I get unloaded, and the faster I get out of here. And then we drive right on back through the cities. I guess depending on where the operators are. I kind of figured he'd actually run into a lot more. All right. So we're gonna go back and lift the axles, but here's what we just brought up through all that traffic. So it'll get that tire off the ground. And we're gonna drop our chain, make life easy when we get in there. And then I guess we just wait until we can get backed in. But currently we are in a different truck. We're not in my truck until my truck is done at the shop. We're gonna be rocking this one, which this thing's a pooch. This thing has no power to it. It's not a bad truck. I can't say it's a bad truck. It's just been used and abused for a while. So it just doesn't have a lot of power or anything to it, but it does what it does, you know, it gets the job done, and that's really all that matters. It hasn't broke down like it did to me the other day. I was going down, I was going up Interstate 35 northbound in Iowa in it, and all right, that's our cue to back in, and this freaking thing, this truck died on me going down the interstate, like full on shut off. And the problem when your semi does that is you don't have power steering, and you have a very limited amount of time until your brakes are going to be out of air. All right, let's see here. He's going to make this a little bit more difficult to get backed in. Guy's kind of in my way. Yeah, usually they have a cleanup crew come through here once a week that actually will clean this up. It's mostly when it gets really windy up here is when the cardboard starts flying all over the place. But yeah, it does suck that it's like that up here. But we'll get backed in and we'll get unloaded, and then we're gonna be out of here. There you go. Okay. Bear with me one more. Oh, Jesus criminy. All right. Apparently my truck brakes are not going to hold this load up here. Okay. So I guess we're gonna pop the trailer brakes too. God, I thought we were gonna roll forward again. Yep, I'll take you guys back and we'll crack the door open. I'll show you what that looks like because the operator just pulled out. So I got a little bit of grease here. Oh look, a cookie. No, I'm not gonna eat the cookie. It is tempting, but I ain't gonna eat it. Lord knows what that cookie has seen. Alright, yeah, lunchtime. Alright. So we're gonna get my hydraulic lines hooked up here. So with the hydraulic lines, basically we gotta snap these couplers together, but sometimes there's hydraulic oil built up in the lines and it doesn't like to give. Oh, come on. Well, thank God these are work pants. God. Oh. Fifth wheel grease. Good Lord. All right. And now we're gonna pop this open, which I'm probably gonna need two hands for the moment, because there's a lot of pressure on this door right now. Yep, a lot of pressure on this door. Lock that back in place. All right. Let's light this candle. And then we're gonna back up so I don't get crushed. Alright. Grab the chain. Just trying to feed this through. Just need it to lock in place so that door doesn't swing open. Hey, I'm just saying the cookie is tempting. I didn't say I was going to, but what kind of a cookie is it? Oh shit, that's really tempting. Did you see that? The thing's got M&Ms. I'm just saying. It's a free cookie. Get that going. Engine fan, speed control. All right, let's go watch this thing unload. That's right, Rick, a cookie is a cookie. Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, I mean, could you imagine how much flavor that cookie would probably pack with all the extra ingredients it's got on it? Yeah, I'm sure the crows will get it before I do. That's right. If it's still here tomorrow, I'll reconsider. I ain't gonna lie, this trailer is pretty well packed. Like, that's a full trailer. We're sitting up at a recycling facility here in the Twin Cities. Yes, it does. Usually it'll get into like a big, kind of a big log like that, and it'll start pushing it all the way back across the floor. And we're gonna back up. Rick, you should see all the fun things I find in here. I don't even have to worry about buying food some days, you know? I come up here with a fork, I got myself a buffet. When I go out to the landfill, oh good Lord. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna push that back. Oh, it is moving it. But I ain't going near it. That's probably 8 times my body weight sitting right there. Those are like 2,000 pound chunks. All right, and the loader's coming in, so we're gonna get away from this, but you'll see why in a second. That's fair. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I can't say I've ever seen a dead person in here. But then again, I imagine that's where I'd find one at the landfill. I've just never seen one in the recycling. Yep, it is. Surprisingly though, I've only had one flat, and that was actually a piece of glass I ran over and it punctured one of my tires. But I've only ever had one flat here. The landfill, on the other hand, I would get flats there all the time. That's a good bottle too. That's a really good bottle. Yeah, so I essentially haul all of this from what's called our transfer station. Our transfer station is where the recycling trucks bring this in from houses, factories, cities, and then I bring it here and it goes through a whole process in this building, and then it gets re-shipped out for use elsewhere and re-broken down and recycled further. So this is just one of the steps before it gets broke down further. Yeah, these tires aren't cheap. These are not standard semi tires or semi-trailer tires. So these are the same size tires that you would see on the front end of a dump truck. Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. That's a good bottle. Pretty much. Anything that can be recycled and reused, this is where it comes. Anytime. Honestly, I'm guessing a tire. I don't know the actual price, but I believe they're probably north of about $500, $600. Yeah, the landfills are horrible. I popped so many tires in the landfill, it's not even funny. I think I'd gone through 4 or 5 tires in 1 week going to the landfill. So coming here, I have a way less chance of popping a tire, but don't get me wrong, it's still definitely possible to pop a tire here. You never quite know. I'd have to look up how much these tires actually cost, but I know they're pretty pricey. Yeah, it depends on the tire you're getting. These are all retreads. Which for the work I do, it makes sense. I just really don't like running them. They blow way too easy. I would try to get a better camera angle, but frankly, I'm about as close as I really want to be to this pile. Yep. They run over all sorts of shit in here. I'd honestly take the recycling center over the landfill any day. The worst it gets in here is like musty cardboard. Yeah, it is different when it comes out of the trailer like this though. That was a solid hit. Well, I might actually be done soon. I don't have a whole lot left, so we should actually be done here before long, which is pretty nice. Oop. And then once this is all kicked out, we'll pull forward, get this all shut up, and then we're out of here. But it looks like I just got some remnants left over. Pile of trash that's sitting on the other side of him, that's probably about 35 feet tall. But then he'll let me know when it's done and we're good to go. Yeah, there can't be a whole lot left in here. He's kind of stuck there for a second. You got a little guy. Yeah, it should be about done. We'll let it kick a couple more times, and then we'll be good to get out of here. Oh. All right. Well, this is gonna get interesting. We gotta climb in the trailer. So, bear with me. I hate having to do this, but I think there might be a stack of cardboard stuck. That happens from now time to time, so we are probably gonna have to climb in it. Which, walking on this floor while it's operating can be a real pain in the ass. But let me see here. Yeah, there's a pile in there. Let me see how big this pile is. All right, well, we're going in. Bear with me. And that is how you successfully climb into the back of one of these things. Can't say I've ever done a video going inside the damn trailer, because usually I'm not able to. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stand against it, and then as the floor moves back, we're gonna hold it in place. And that's how we're gonna get this out of here. Oh God, I don't know if I can hold this back. This is probably a good 500 pounds. No broom. No broom. Basically I have to come in here and be the freaking weight to keep this cardboard held down until it gets to the end of the trailer, and then, well, then I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get out. Usually it's jumping onto the cardboard. Yes, OSHA approved. We don't really have to worry too much about all that, because the floor, unless there's like gaps in it, it ain't gonna do nothing to me. Maybe twist my ankle. Yeah, so we're essentially just gonna walk it out. So as the trailer moves and I walk, no, it's all right. This is usually how it goes. I've never gotten to film doing this. Trust me, I've had to climb in here when they've been, you know, stacks as tall as me, and I've had to get them out. Because sometimes the floor just can't grip, but you'll see it move. So it shifts backwards, and then it moves forward. So really, all it needs is a little bit of weight against it, which, you know, I'm heavy enough apparently, and then it doesn't move anywhere. Yep, oopsie daisy, sorry. Apparently it decided to end itself. So usually it'll get stuck on the trailer walls, but you can see we're getting closer to the end. It just takes a second to do this. But essentially I'm holding all of this. By holding this stack down, all of this is going to get pushed out with it. Yeah, so this is the other part of my job I really never get to show doing, is this. Let's step back and see if it holds, because I really don't like being near it when it gets kicked out of the trailer. Okay, cool, it's holding. So now we just hang out in here until it is out. Yeah, I'll show you guys. So up here, that's the back of my cab. So the trash comes from houses, facilities, things like that, factories usually, and then it comes to my transfer station. So when it comes to my transfer station, my trailer is essentially backed onto a building, and then a giant compactor fills this whole thing, and that's how it winds up here. Yeah, I gotta wait until this trash falls out, then I can get out. I gotta make sure it's gonna actually go out. Yeah, cities trash, cities, households, factories. But we'll get out of here in a second. We should be out of here shortly. I just wanted to get this all out first, and then we'll jump down. I don't know where the operator went. I don't see him out there. Close. I'm actually from Minnesota, but yeah, pretty much. Oh, there we go. So now I got to hold against it. Yeah, so of course we get to the freaking end of the trailer and it decides that it's gonna start slipping again on the floor. So now I get to stand against it and try not to fall out of the trailer with it. Yep. No, I don't really run into a lot of crap like that. Every now and then, though, I do get some interesting items in here, like an air tank. I've had that before. Anything that can explode under pressure, I definitely don't want in my trailer. Just got to keep an eye here so I don't get too close. Okay. Gotta hold my foot against it. No, not every load. This just happens from time to time. There we go. Okay, cool. So now, oh yeah, see, this, if I got stuck in one of these, that would suck. That would probably hurt. Now we gotta get down. Shit, where's my operator? Alright, give me a second here. I gotta plan this out a little bit. God, I don't want to try this side either. Oh God, I don't like this. Okay, got it. Oh God, oh God. Okay, we're out. That was the inside of my trailer. So let's get pulled forward. We got to get this closed up and then we're out of here. Oh, nice. Okay. Man, it gets really warm inside those trailers. God, it got warm. Okay. Turn off my PTO. And then we just gotta get everything closed up and we're done. So first things first, we're gonna unhook our hydraulic lines. After the hydraulic lines, we'll go back and shut the door, clean off the back of the trailer so that we don't have anything left over. Because the last thing you really want is to have glass and crap on the back of the trailer. It's usually not a good time. Sorry, you guys are gonna hear a garbage truck in the background. Oh my God, I'm getting hydraulic fluid everywhere. That's gonna fucking snap. Okay, new plan. Okay, and now we're gonna go get this trailer door closed and we'll be out of here. We'll be rolling back through traffic in no time. Not a bad day. Just gets really warm when you gotta climb in here. So I gotta come to the back here. That was a candle. And I need to clean off all this glass. Yes, I have cut my fingers on the glass in here before. So I just try to watch it. But these gloves are, you know, if I get a hole in the glove, then that's over. Ouch. All right, hold on 1 second. Just stuck myself with a piece of glass, cool. Well, these gloves are done. I didn't even know I had a hole there, that's cool. Make sure I don't see anything else under here that could be a problem. All right, and now we'll shut the door. Yeah, I know. I do have a shovel, but oh, come on! Don't tell me. Am I gonna miss it? Oh shit, that was close. So we're gonna hook up the chain for the pneumatic lock. We're gonna go one more link up, and we're gonna lock it. Then we can close the rest of this up and we're out of here. So, hook up my safety chain. And okay. Well, let's see if it, nah, we're good. It didn't pierce the skin. We are in Minneapolis, Minnesota right now. Just about to get out of here and start heading south. The hydraulic lines are done. That guy's gonna be in the way for us getting out of here. Oh yeah, no, it wouldn't be the first time that I've gotten cut from something in here, and trust me, yeah, then I gotta wash it and crap. Because who knows what's rolling around inside this place, you know? It's the same thing if I went out to the landfill and got cut. I'd probably have to go in to get freaking tetanus shots. But, alright, let's... Am I really gonna have to back out of here? Yeah, it looks like it. I can be able to spin this one around. Alright, bear with me while I back this thing out of here. And I guess. I got a truck getting loaded behind me, I can see. So we'll have to keep it tight to the curb, not hit our steer tire. Oh shit, is he backing up? One second. Keep it straight. Waving at the operator. We're going to back up basically to the scale here. Yeah. Here's what we got going on up in front of us here. So they're loading all this into these end dumps. And then there's a lot of construction up here too. Well, so I worked as an EMT for a year, so I mean the like infection thing I don't jump for joy too quickly about. I mean, I don't get, you know, excited about it by any means, but I just kind of watch it. Otherwise, I don't get too worried about it. Generally, I bring 2 loads a day up here. So we just did our second load up here today. And I've already got another trailer sitting and waiting for me down in Mason City, Iowa, which I don't quite know if I'm going to get that picked up today or not, but we'll see once I get further south. We got to get on the scale. So believe it or not, with these trailers, I'm pretty heavy empty. For example, let's see how heavy we are right now with this one. So we're 42,960. So we're about 1,000 pounds lighter than I typically am with my my semi. I would imagine there's some stuff they probably burn, but honestly, I don't believe so. I know stuff that they can't process through their facility, they put off to the side and then they bundle it. So like if I somehow wind up with a recycling container inside my trailer, they'll just take that and they'll put it to the side, and then inside the building they'll basically package it and they'll ship it somewhere else. But they'll get like a big bunch of them before they load it on a semi-trailer and send it out. If they burn trash, I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't believe they do here. I know I've seen like at the landfill they have a methane burn off. So I mean, I've seen that thing spitting flames into the air, just burning off, you know, release methane. Actually, that's a really good question. I truly don't know how it works out. I would imagine there's some type of contract where they're being paid to dispose of the recycling. But truth be told, I couldn't really tell you. All right, let's get out of here. Get running this south and see what the traffic's gonna do to us. So that is this is the first official live stream that I've been able to climb in my trailer like that and do. That's kind of fun, getting to show that off. Anyways, it's not often that I actually climb up in there. That's just part of the job, though. They pay me to empty out a trailer, and well, if the trailer isn't empty, then technically I didn't do my job, so I got to climb in there and empty it manually. It's just when the stacks are as tall as me and, you know, about 1,000 pounds is when there's a lot more trouble trying to get them out. So thank God that one was a little one and I was able to show you guys kind of what it looks like. Oh, come on, four-wheelers. I don't want to get stuck here. That light's going to turn green. I'm going to get screwed. Oh my God. Thank you. Nah, we were good the whole time. I'm just a really dramatic person. There it is. But if I had to guess, you know, when you're paying for your recycling and trash, I'm sure this is equated into it. So like it getting picked up from your house is kind of the first step. And then it goes to me, that's the second step. And then it comes up here and it goes somewhere else, that's the third step. And who knows the process after that one. Currently, we are up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I drive out of southern Minnesota, and I operate for two different facilities in Albert Lea, Minnesota, and Mason City, Iowa, which if we got time, we're going to be going down to Mason City, Iowa today yet. What time is it? It's already 1:30. Yeah, it's going to put me home about 6 o'clock, but I should be able to turn it. We got to go drop and swap trailers and then see if we can cook it down to Mason City to get our next one for tomorrow. Oh, nice. Welcome in from Detroit Lakes. I think you're still a little bit north of here yet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh boy, let's see if we can get through this. I really wish they would put a turn signal at this light, because otherwise you get stuck out here. And there's the yellow. Shit. Sorry everybody, you're gonna have to wait. Definitely thought I had more time there. Did not. Oh, okay, yeah, northeast. All right, yep. I don't get up that direction very often. All right, here we go. Traffic is pretty heavy right now as we're about to merge on. It's moving pretty good, but it's heavy. Okay. Now we got to get over 2 lanes and try and keep going. Yeah, but I should have stopped at the line there. I shouldn't have gone past that line and pulled into the intersection like that. So that is kind of on me, and I will 100% admit it. I just really wish that freaking stoplight had a turn signal, so I didn't have to fight the traffic every time I try to get out of there. And going the other route is not really a good alternative, to say the least. But yeah, once that light hits yellow, I got to get out of that intersection, you know? Oh yeah, they're still doing that road construction down by Diamond Joe's Casino. Yeah, I got stuck in that traffic yesterday for a while. That sucked. I was not very excited about that. But we'll make some time up. We'll hammer down here as long as we can kind of keep an eye out for cars coming over into this lane. Oops, slow down. Okay, there we go. Fair enough, yeah, fair enough. Trying to get out of that intersection is just always a pain in the ass. But generally I can tell when it's going to turn yellow because it's got an indicator off to the right. But when I pulled up, I didn't even see that indicator was flashing yet, so it's the crosswalk indicator. That's usually how I can go by if that light's going to turn yellow on me or not. So it just kind of surprised me there. So I know I'm in the hammer lane. There's a method to this madness, and you'll see what I'm talking about when we get up here. As long as I stay flowing with traffic, you know, traffic that's not going 15 to 20 miles an hour over, and we're probably going to come to it might slow down around this bend, so we're going to slow down here just in case, because I got a feeling it is going to slow down up ahead. I don't see any brake lights up there yet. No, are we moving? All right, yes we are, we're good. Let's roll. All right, 40 mile an hour curve. Generally, we can take this curve at about 50 and everything stays right where it should. But you also got to watch ahead because sometimes traffic will back up in this tunnel. So that can be kind of a mess to get into. once we get out of here, we'll jump over probably 2 lanes, and then we'll keep on cruising. It's just going to be hard to get the maneuvering, because usually these lanes are pretty well. Oh well, there's actually a gap there we can make. Maybe. Ah, crap! This guy's not going to let me over. Never mind. All right, we'll sit tight for right now. Looks like this car's going to let me over. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. We'll give him the trucker thank you. All right. Nope, this truck does not have Jake brakes, unfortunately. I'm not sure how long we're going to be in this truck. The injectors on my truck have to get done, so we might be in this for a couple weeks. But yeah, this truck does not have a Jake brake setup in it. I greatly appreciate that, sir. Thank you. Oh. Making sure that guy wasn't going to jump in front of me. Or almost merge into my freaking lane. Good Lord. That was a little close for comfort. Oh, nice. Yeah, we are now rolling on through Minneapolis on our way out. Just came through, loaded, delivered, and now we are heading out of here, making our way south. But let's find out how this pans out here. So these right lanes up ahead are going to be exit only lanes. The lane that we're in is a straight lane and an exit lane. So it's a little wishy-washy to sit in this lane as we're coming up to it. Usually I grab the hammer lane, but we're gonna get cut off. No? All right, taking the other lane. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, you never know what you're gonna run into out here with this. Like we saw on the way up. People jumping all the way, you know, from the left side of me over 2 lanes and exiting. That's always fun to watch. Happens more times than not, though. So the exit up here, exit 11 for 62 west and east, is usually where we wind up running into quite a bit of traffic backup. So we're just gonna watch it, keep a good distance so we got time to brake if we need to. And actually, I think we're gonna jump in the hammer lane since it's open, and we'll just kind of get moving with traffic in front of us. We'll still keep a good gap as the traffic starts slowing down on me. Okay, it looks like the exits are actually pretty well clear, so we should be able to get back over here shortly. We are definitely going to go by this. That scared the shit out of me. There's a truck up here towing a garbage truck backwards. So as I was coming towards it, all I saw was the front end of another truck. And yeah, I about panicked for a second there. So what we're currently driving is a 2013 Freightliner Columbia with a older Series 60 Detroit. I think this one's got a 2002 Series 60 in it. Yeah, so you guys see the garbage truck there facing us? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't see that it was being towed right away, and I thought that dude was in, like, coming towards us for a second, and it was like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that thing's busted. That scared the crap out of me, though, I ain't gonna lie. But this truck does pretty okay. It's an older workhorse. It's been used and abused, so it doesn't have a lot of power. But it's what I'm gonna have to suffer with until my truck is back and ready. So while I'm in it, keep it clean, keep it running, and that's really all I can do for it. Yeah, the roads up here really aren't that bad. It's when we get up to the construction zone that they're still kind of right now we are about 43,000 pounds. We're a couple hundred pounds shy of 43,000, but we're empty. My trailers are just really heavy. All right, you're merging on. People are slowing down in front of me. We're gonna hit this hammer lane. Get sped back up here. The thing about being in the hammer lane out here is you gotta hammer. Like, you can't come out here and just creep. Like, you gotta get moving, because otherwise people behind you are gonna come up and they will cut you off and brake check you if you piss them off. So whenever we're out here, we move our ass. I just really got to watch traffic in front of me when we're moving, because the last thing I need is to wind up into the back end of somebody's car. So the faster we go, the bigger the gap is really the big part of it. And plus we got to watch what other traffic is doing in case somebody tries to jump out in front of us, or, well, what have you, the shit that pops up on you. Yep, pretty much. If you don't watch it and you don't drive careful, that's a very easy place to get to, especially in a semi. You get slapped with manslaughter charges pretty quickly if you're not operating your vehicle safely. Yeah, I've had it happen a couple times up here where I've had people actively try to brake check me, and it's usually not a good thing. What they don't realize is I have a camera up in my windshield as well that gets all their information, so it doesn't take much to send that all in and actually get that sent out, because that's a horrible game to play. Definitely not one you want to wind up in, because at the end of the day, when something like that happens, nobody wins. Like, nobody wins. I would rather go home and be where I'm meant to be, not have to fill out paperwork and stare at the back end of a car I just smashed in from hitting its brakes on me. And yeah, there are some really shitty truck drivers. Like, let's be honest, there are shitty truck drivers out here that should not have a CDL. And the way they operate their truck, they should have their CDL revoked immediately. Like, that's a very real thing. And it's unfortunate because they're playing with, you know, more than just their CDL. Like, they're playing with lives. That's why you got to operate these things with due diligence. You know, 50% of my driving is driving for everybody else around me. Knowing where people are at, knowing what's coming up. Like, when people are cutting in front of me, I'm not going to sit and retaliate and go flying up on them. That doesn't work. You got a better chance at winning an argument with a toddler. Like, it just doesn't work. Oh yeah, you should definitely respect the drivers on the road. There's no doubt. We're all going somewhere, right? We all want to get there safely, not deal with a damaged car, not deal with a hospital bill or an ambulance ride or hell, a death. You know, we all got places to go. We all do. So it doesn't do anything good on my end to try and road rage with people. And there's a traffic slowdown, so we're gonna start hitting our brakes, start downshifting, throw on the hazards in case nobody behind us is seeing this. There we go. All right, so we got slowed down nicely and appropriately for this this brake check we're coming into. This is going to be a tight construction zone that we're about to drive through. Biggest things to kind of watch for in here are drivers not maintaining their lane. There we go. I don't think I've actually ever heard of the balloon lawsuit, to be honest with you. Yeah, and I mean, in a reality, you do, but the only problem about driving without a trailer is you don't have a whole lot of weight on the rear end of the truck, so braking might be harder in certain situations without a trailer. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear about your uncle. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Yep, getting home is the pretty much the only goal I have. You know, doing my job safely and getting home. That's really all I have to worry about, you know, on a day-to-day process. Yeah, those big trucks out in that left lane, they're gonna have to merge over because that lane ends. That's why I get out into this lane. Oh, okay. Let's see what happens here. I don't know if he's going to want to jump this lane or not. All right, I guess not. Yep, this is going to get really tight. If we're sitting alongside other semis on the way through this, it's going to be snug in here. There's not a lot of room on each side of tractor trailers through here. You'll see what I'm talking about as we get closer to it. If you already know, well, let me know. That's a really nice truck. I like that. I'm not actually sure what kind of a tanker that was. I think it was a dry bulk tanker. Usually milk tankers don't have pockets. Generally milk tankers are smoothbore and they're only one pocket. So I'm guessing it was a dry bulk tanker or something else for liquid. But I truly couldn't tell you, to be honest. Yep, pretty much. Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that with Warner. Alright, now let's get out of here. Ooh, I'm glad I'm not coming down there anytime soon. I got a few buddies that, no, they're not near Lincoln. They went down to Aurora. Been a while since I've been out there, but yeah, there's a lot of construction happening everywhere lately. It's been, the cities, there's been a lot going on up here with this the new road. They're adding lanes. We actually lucked out. We don't have anybody next to us or really that close behind us. Yep, pretty much. Yeah, 10-foot lanes and everybody's doing 70 through them. I mean, we're not. I can't even get the truck to go that fast through here. These hills slow me down quite a bit. We're just now hitting 60 miles an hour. And we're gonna lose some of that. Until we get to the top anyways. We got a big truck coming up next to us too. I'm going to try to give him a little bit of room, because right next to that wall, you get really close to that wall over there. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I remember coming out through there quite a bit. I used to run oversized loads out west quite often. Out west, out east, down south. Kind of went all over the US with oversized. But nowadays, this is what I do twice a day up to the cities. appreciate that. You as well. Be safe out there. So we are heading down to drop off this empty trailer. I'm down a trailer right now in Albert Lea. Usually I have 3 of them, but I think I have it posted now. I blew a tire on my live stream last week, and I wound up sitting for 4.5 hours, and it wiped off. It took the mud flap off the trailer, and it knocked the light out. The tire blew, but it wrapped itself back around the axle, and it must have caught the tail light or something when it was wrapping itself up, so it kind of knocked the tail light out. So that trailer is down. So this trailer is going down right now. I got to drop and swap, and then I got to haul ass down to Mason City, Iowa, drop and swap again from my loaded trailer and take that home. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. You're not missing anything up here, that's for sure. I like the challenges of driving up here, but I definitely don't enjoy some of the drivers that I run into up here, to say the least. Yeah, Mason City, Waterloo, that's right. Yeah, the weather's not been too bad up here recently. It's been pretty decent. I mean, yesterday was a little brutal. We had like 3 pockets of storms that rolled through, and I mean, it was sending the rain sideways, so that was a little but outside of that, it's finally cooled down a little bit. Home for me is going to be over in Austin, Minnesota. Oh, shit, I gotta get over. I don't know why you didn't step on the throttle when you had the chance, four-wheeler. Or guy, you could have, stepped on the throttle and got in front of me there. I wasn't exactly going very fast to get out into the hammer lane like that. But if I didn't, you would have went onto the shoulder. Like, Jesus. Alright, let's speed up. And we'll get out of this lane. Yes, camera, I know. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. We're in a 70 mile per hour area. Okay, I don't want to hear it on camera. Alright, let's get out of here. Get back in the slow lane. Don't need to be moving this fast. I really don't like to move fast unless I have to pass. So that's about the only time that I move at all. Otherwise, I generally keep it pretty decent. Yep. Yeah, they keep it interesting, don't they? You get some crazy drivers and it keeps it really interesting. Test your skills, Alright. We're gonna get around this whole mess. We'll drop our speed back down and we're good to go. Ooh, sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good time doing that. I'm not a fan of doing windows. Not a fan of doing windows at all. I can do a lot of demo, but putting shit back together, that's a whole different story. Honestly, it could have been. I honestly don't know. I didn't catch the name on the last two rigs. Oh, all right, we're good. They sped up. Cool. Hey, you know, that happens. That happens for sure. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if my boss has seen any of my live streams. He also drives in the cities like I do. Generally, he's driving on a daily basis, so I mean, it's kind of hard to say, but he might. If anything, I'm sure he's watching more of my YouTube shorts and whatnot. Because we've been talking about me making training videos. What the hell is this? Alright, something ain't adding up there. Good lord. What's with the trucks getting towed backwards? Scare the shit out of me. I ain't seen that before, but I'll let you know if I do, because I mean, I'll just scream at that point, you know. Yeah, you know, I'll pick up a new pair of gloves tonight, and as for the broom aspect, I'll just get thicker gloves. It's not often that I have to get in the trailer, so I mean, I've been needing to make a tool because there's times I gotta hook onto the cardboard and pull it while I'm standing at the back of the trailer, and I really don't want to be like in front of it when it falls out. So I have been coming up with ideas on like a long metal hook that I can kind of hook into the cardboard to pull it out, but hard to say. Oh boy, now that would be cool to see. I've seen a lot of crap getting pulled down the road, but I haven't been expecting to see semis facing me going down, getting pulled down the road. Like, no, good lord, I couldn't get away with that if I tried to. I'm just insane. I'm a semi driver. What do you expect? Yep, that'll happen. Yep. Nah, see, as people don't realize that there's a reason truck drivers are in trucks. Like, I'll fully admit it. this is where I just need to be. Like, me functioning with the general public, I mean, I got about a 5-minute tolerance for being in Walmart. That's it. You know, that, like, being in a truck for me is just a lot easier to do. Yeah, and if you know, you know. Yeah, pretty much. You gotta be insane to love this job. That's about right. I mean, 60, 70 hours a week, driving through crazy traffic every day. Sometimes you gotta climb in the trailer like I did today. Like, oh yeah. Yeah, you gotta have a certain level of insanity to do it. You know, that was said a lot too when I was an EMT. Like, there's just a certain level of insanity you have to have. It's not a prerequisite, but I mean, kind of a prerequisite. Yeah, it's hard to say if I'll ever manage to get out of a truck completely, because honestly, every time I have, there's been a reason I've had to go back to it, you know? Do they make you do it with a pallet jack? I take it, or actually, I don't know what you pull. Now that I think about it. Cause yeah, I remember having to unload my trailers before with a pallet jack, and yeah, that crap sucks. Like back when I was running that way. Or, you know, back when I was doing those loads, I remember having to do that. Can't say I enjoyed it. Oh yeah, yep. That's exactly it too. Yeah. No, I'm sure that has its days, pulling groceries like that. Especially if you bump the dock a little too hard, then you got a tipped over pallet. That's never a good time. Oh, come on. I'm in a 70. Jesus. Man, I hate these tattletale cameras. Like, you just let me drive the truck, okay? Just let me drive the truck, camera. That's probably like the 4th notification he's got today from me. Oops. Ooh. Yeah, so you get to have some fun with traffic, I'm sure. And I'm guessing you're probably running a day cab like me, but I bet your trailers, I'm gonna say, are 48-foot trailers with the that metal dock plate on the back of them. Welcome on in. Not a whole lot. Unless you're responding to somebody else, but otherwise, welcome in. Yeah, I'm sure being a delivery driver in Dallas is quite a time. Oh, okay. 53. All right. Yeah, so you get to have a lot of fun then trying to get in and out of those grocery stores. I'm probably gonna get done. Well, I might call it a little early, probably get home by about 4. And then tomorrow I'll have to go swap trailers out because I'm probably going to run out of hours today. Neighbors love. There you go. Yeah, I'm not allowed to park at home anymore because of my truck. Yeah, it is. Oh, it's 2 o'clock here. Yep, it is 2 p.m. here. So we'll get home by about 4 o'clock, maybe 4:30. I do need to stop and get fuel, but I should be able to make it back to town before I gotta stop for that. Alright, we're gonna get around this guy. Unless they speed up on me. I already know my camera's going to yell at me in a few seconds here because I'm passing. Yeah, reefer kicking on at 2 a.m. You know, it finally got to a point where I could fall asleep and not wake up to that. It took a while, but I did finally get to that point. But I used to go down there to Subtropolis, Kansas. Subtropolis, Missouri. Wait, was it Missouri or one of the two? Used to go down in that tunnel system. Usually I was delivering down in the Ozarks and reloading out of Subtropolis. That's a good question. I haven't had a random yet in actuality. Like, it's really rare that I get a random. It's kind of I want to say it's like a generated system that DOT has. So you'll just get kind of pulled up and then you have a certain amount of time you have to go do it. And the company has to comply and send you to do it. But otherwise, it's really not that often, to be honest with you. The only times you really get a drug test in this industry is when you hit something or you get into an accident, whether you're at fault or not. I'm going down a hill. So really, it's not too often. It just depends. Yeah, you might have to look at I would say a smaller company. Bigger companies like that are probably going to try and pull shit like that. But I would look towards a smaller company and, just potentially be honest with them about it. Like, hey, yeah, years ago I did this, such and such. It pulls, it'll show up in a hair follicle, but I can do a drug test and you'll see it's clean. And I mean, you find a good company that gets it. I can't see them holding that against you. Everywhere is hurting so bad for drivers. I'm really surprised that those bigger companies are still pulling that crap, the hair follicle, because it's like, so I smoke, say I smoke a joint or whatever, however long ago, and then all of a sudden they're just like, yeah, we're going to do a hair follicle. And it's like, really? Really? But yet, you can sit and drink the night before, and as long as you have 12 hours, you're fine. I've always had my views on that, don't get me wrong. Yeah, so I mean, honestly, I would find a medium-sized company that's a little more family-oriented, and, you know, just be you. Because the smaller companies don't do hair follicle. It doesn't really make sense to, you know, I guess it's hard to say what the time frame is or how long, but yeah, a medium-sized small company, I mean, they may not pay as well as a big company, but in all honesty, being with a family-oriented company is just, it's a lot better. I don't feel like a cog in the machine with where I work, you know? The guys I work with are pretty good. I've got a pretty good dispatch crew. Like, I can't really complain. Not to mention, I don't have any hair in my head, but, you know, if they really wanted one, I guess they could pluck one out of my mustache. Like, have at it. But no, if I get pulled for a random, then I just, you know, have to go to the nearest place that I can actually fit this thing in and do a random. Yeah, and that's true too. Yeah, there are smaller companies that can pay better than bigger companies. Like, I know right now, if you've ever heard of Wayne Transportation out of Minnesota, I've got a couple buddies that pull fuel for them, and we actually make a pretty close in comparison to our annual. You know, like, they've got well over 100 drivers or whatever they have, and we have 30, and I get paid maybe $5,000 a year shy what they make, but I'm not pulling hazmat. So, I mean, yeah, there's times I gotta get in the trailer and I actually gotta push, you know, and do some work, but yeah, I definitely like where I'm at, you know. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, same thing here. Dispatcher leaves me alone, they just let me do my job, and that's it. I usually tell her what I got going on the next day, and that's kind of about it. Oh, but it should be a good day. Yeah, no, that's understandable, man. That's understandable. That's a lot. I know that crap can be hard on the body, you know. So yeah, I would 100% look around for a small place to get with. I mean, depending on what kind of experience you have, I would look around at, like, you know, kind of doing what I do, landfill, recycling, some of the more odd jobs than just a mainstream trucking. You know, there's also tow truck operators, and I know those guys make really good money, but their schedules are all over the place. But you can definitely, you know, do a little picking and choosing when you got that CDL in your hand. You definitely can. Ah, nice. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's the one thing that I don't necessarily have the control over. All my runs are dedicated, but I can kind of pick and choose how I'm going to do my day-to-day operation. So, you know, like tomorrow, I know I got 2 loads, and I've already got it planned out in my head how I'm going to operate it and do both my loads tomorrow. in a timely manner. So tomorrow I'll start out going down to Mason City. I'll swap trailers, go all the way up to the cities, deliver, go all the way back down to Albertley, swap, go back up to the cities and unload, and then home. That's all right. I would say then, yeah, definitely find a more entry-level position that's not necessarily mainstream, but I mean like trash guys, recycling guys, end dump guys, you know, a construction company that you operate different heavy equipment. There's quite a few places like that I'm sure would be happy to take on a new driver and get you trained up. Because if they can train you right out of school to kind of what they like, then they're pretty well set for, you know, having a guy that knows his shit there. Yeah, it can be hard to start out. It can, especially fresh out of school. It can be a little challenging to find a job that'll take you under its wing. But I mean, the things you got going for you are you were a welder for 10 years. You know, you're doing a career change, and there's a lot of people that do that. Hell, when I was a CDL instructor, 90% of my students were people making career changes, you know? They were coming from factory work, they were coming from, you know, office jobs. They were coming from all over the place, and they wanted to do something else that their body could kind of handle a little bit better, so to speak. And yeah, I had a lot of students that were double my age. I mean, in reality, it was like an average of 45 to 60-year-old people. No, that's understandable. There's nothing wrong with kind of dancing around with it for now, you know, especially if you don't have to jump right away to a job. Then by all means, it doesn't hurt to kind of sit and look around. The right place will pop up. It just takes time. Yeah, yep, that is a big like where my company is. We won't hire anybody without their manual endorsement. Like, all our trucks are manuals except 2. So when somebody comes here, we want them to have that. And there are still places that operate that way. Yeah, yep. The manual endorsement will definitely open up some doors, and having no restrictions will definitely open up some doors too. So I'm not surprised you've been getting people reaching out to you for job offers. And the school itself does count as some experience. It really depends on the company's insurance. Is kind of the big thing they look at. But yeah, give it time. You'll find something, man. You will. Just give it time. Something will pop up. yeah, yep. Yeah, it opens up doors because people that come out of the school with just their automatic, they're restricted to just automatic trucks, and it does actually limit. I get automatics that are kind of the new thing out here, but there are still a lot of manuals going down the road, and a lot of companies still have them. Oh yeah, floating the gears every day, right? Oh, that vibrating is gonna get annoying in here. I must have been tuning out for a while. Yeah. Yep, the over-the-road company I was with had only 18-speed transmissions as well, but that was primarily due to the fact that we did oversized loads. Where I'm at now, we've got a couple 10 speeds, primarily 13 speeds, and a couple 18s. What is the point in jumping in front of me and then slowing down, car? Come on now. I haven't changed my cruise since we got going. Are you guys... Oh, now you're going to speed up? You can tell somebody's not paying attention. Yeah, the 13 speeds are nice. The truck we're driving right now is a 13, and then my truck that's getting worked on is also a 13. Yeah, the half gears are nice. The good news is you don't always have to use them. I will say though, driving the 18 speed in heavy traffic and getting to float the bottom gears and using the half gears on the bottom side, that was kind of nice. I did do that quite often, especially if we weren't moving very fast. It's not so bad in this, it's just more or less, by the time I'm up in fifth, sitting there, cruising along, then I got to drop it back down to the low range or shoot it back up to the high range or drop it back down. Like, it always seems to be right where the speed is right in between those freaking gears every time. I really like the half gears for when you're going downhill. Then you don't have to pull your shifter out of gear. You can just flip your knob and tap the throttle or whatever you got to do, and you're good. I can't even think of the process. Half the time I don't even know what gear I'm in, to be honest. I wish. I don't have brakes in this truck, otherwise I would, trust me. Right now we got ourselves an empty trailer, but generally I haul recycling. So you'd be surprised, man, because when I do my like nighttime live streaming and I'm going down the road, I get a lot of people that are over in the UK, Germany, you know, over in Europe, and they jump on and hang out, and we just sit and shoot the shit going down the road. Oh, did you used to work for Yagi or for somewhere else? Oh, Jesus. I probably should have got fuel back there. Oopsie daisy. I'll be fine till we get down here. Yeah, but okay. So we do a mix. We run concrete powder trailers or pneumatic tankers, dry bulk tankers. And then on my side, we do walking floor trailers and landfill deliveries or recycling plant deliveries. And then we have some specialized trailers that we also run every so often. It just kind of depends. It depends on what's moving. But they're we're out of Rochester, Minnesota. But I take my truck home every night, so it's not often I get over there. Oh, very nice. Okay. Well, you're missing all the heat. Don't worry, I'm sure it'll make its way to you at some point. If it hasn't already, it definitely will. But yeah, we're not a super big company or anything. There's only about 35 drivers here. Okay, so it's definitely, the heat's definitely made it. Yeah, I don't do well in this heat. I do not do well. Oh, come on, pickup. I merge over to let you on. Don't match my speed, please. There's nothing wrong with driving a sleeper. I wish I had a sleeper so I had more room, and the nights that I do get stuck, or you know, if it's like a Thursday and I can get ahead to get an earlier day on Friday, I would totally stay out. But we don't have any sleepers set up with wet kits here. But very nice, a sleeper with a 50-footer going in and out of grocery stores. That takes quite a bit of skill. That takes a lot. You got a lot of crap to look for and watch for when you're trying to maneuver around. Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal, man. Trying to run without air conditioning. It's rough. I've definitely had that where my AC has gone out, or it just can't keep up with the heat. Oh, it's brutal. You know, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you, especially getting in and out of some of those places. I'm sure it's tight enough on its own, and then you add in cars. Yeah, I'm sure that would be that'd be a nightmare. I've got a few buddies that run fuel here in Minnesota, and they go up to a lot of gas stations and stuff in the cities. I'm passing. And yeah, they go there during the day up in the cities and deliver to gas stations, and it's a mess. I mean, they've got smaller setups, but it's still tight, you know. They pull 48-foot tankers. But generally, I start out driving at night. I just always wind up driving into the day, you know. Oh my God. I had I remember this now. I was in Maine and I was parked for my 34 right off of I think it's a 95. That's the 95 that runs down through New York, isn't it? Either way, I was parked on that stretch of highway that goes all the way up into New Brunswick. And I was sitting in Maine next to a truck, and his airbag blew out next to me. I about crapped my pants. I don't even know how it blew out, but holy crap, did that scare the shit out of me. Oh, jeez. I might need to hear this story. I might need to hear this. It sounds like you probably hit it, and then the deer took flight right into his windshield. Like you turned it from a deer to a turkey. Oh God, that's awesome. Hey, that's not a bad idea. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I got a small cab as is. I ain't fitting a lot lizard in here anytime soon. Ew. Okay, the I-95. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I was up there in Maine sitting when that happened. I just couldn't quite remember. Oh, okay, I got you. I don't know why these are being censored messages. I honestly couldn't tell you what's stopping them, but I'm able to read them. If Rick's in here, he can see him too, but I actually don't know who all is who's in here for my regulars, to be honest with you. Ooh. Shit, man. Oh, hey, Rick. Well, I mean, that's one way to do it, I guess, for racing, but, yeah, that sounds like it might have been a bit of fun. Yeah, I can't say I've seen bears on the side of the road dead, but I've never hit one. I don't think I want to, man. That to me seems like you're hitting a small boulder, you know, like a small 300-pound, 400-pound boulder. I don't feel like they got a lot of give on them either when you hit them. Just kind of a solid mass. Man, I don't know why this is not letting me. He smoked that thing on a motorcycle. Oh my gosh. I'm hoping he hit it and just kind of flew right over it off his bike, because yeah, that's a gnarly hit. The only thing I've hit on my motorcycle was a raccoon, and that was bad enough. Oh, I bet it was. Good Lord. Well, I'm glad you made it out of that, man. That's brutal. I'm glad you made it out of that car. Oof. Yeah, that would not have been a good time. I like barbecues as much as the next guy, but doesn't mean I want to be in it. Yeah, a raccoon on a motorcycle wasn't a very fun time. Because I'm pretty sure I actually did a little bit of a jump there when I hit it, and I was doing 70 on the interstate. Kept it on two wheels though. Not really sure how, but did. I'm glad he can still walk. Good Lord. That'll do it. I hope US 12 isn't often traveled on, but I got a feeling if it's out in Montana, it is. Oof. Yeah, that's not a good time. That's not a good time. Crashing from a medical injury or something like that medically happening, yeah, that would be really scary. Well, sorry to hear about the loss. Unfortunately, those do happen, and it's hard to say why until they can, you know, actually get in there and figure out why. Especially with seizures. There's a kind of a wide range with that. Ooh, I'm gonna run out of fuel. Shit. I really hope this fuel gauge is off a little bit, but we may have to stop and get fuel so I don't run out. Yep. I've actually been on US 212. Man, that was a long time ago. Yeah, we've still got a bit of road left. I don't know how accurate my fuel gauge is the problem. And I don't know what this thing was at when it was parked, so we might have to stop and get fuel just to be on the safe side. Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make sense. The lights flashing. I really hate to do it, but we're gonna have to stop and get fuel here. I can't trust this fuel gauge until I know where it's actually at. I probably still have like 40 gallons in here, but I'm sitting on E right now with it. Let's get some fuel. I appreciate that. I don't know if I'm the entire reason. I at least get the recycling moved. I know that. I move a lot of recycling in a day. $1 Million Highway, yeah, I know that name. I can't think of where it's at. Man, I should have slept more last night. Let's... All right, well, I've never put fuel in here, so let's see. Oh, okay. Well, you have a good day at work, buddy. Yeah, yeah, there it is. I need one of them electric trucks. Then I don't have to worry about fuel, right? All right, set you guys up here real quick while I do this. Oh, sweet. It sounds like they already got my semi apart. So that's really cool. Not a debit. All right. Shit. Yeah. No, cancel. Okay. Yes. Shit. We might be cooked. I don't know if I got a card that will work here for this. Let's try. Oh boy. Well, I really hope this thing holds, because oh God. All right, well, I guess we better hammer down, because apparently neither of my cards work here, and I've never gotten fuel anywhere else really, so yeah, we're not too far out from a Quick Trip, so we're gonna hammer down. Welcome on in. Oh God, we're gonna be on a prayer this time. I really hope I don't run this thing out of fuel. Oh, good Lord. All right. So it looks like we're gonna hold the hammer down, and we're gonna be heading to a fuel stop, like, quickly. Well, welcome on in. This might get really exciting if I run out of fuel. I mean, I could have used my debit card, but I really don't want to do that, because then it wouldn't get reimbursed until my next check. So we are in Minnesota right now, and we got to hammer down to a fuel stop. Got to hammer down to the Quick Trip in Albert Lea and hope we don't run out of gas or fuel. I think we'll be okay. I got the fuel light on, but I should have at least 40 gallons, because I think I've only got 70-gallon tanks. I think combined I should have 40 gallons left. So let's get this thing going. Very nice. Welcome in from the UK. Very nice. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right. Yeah, we should be all right. Yeah, usually it's something like that. I just can't always trust these fuel gauges. Like, the fuel gauge in my truck hasn't worked for, I don't know, 7 months. And I've just left it because I know I just run it off the mileage. But this truck, I don't quite know yet. So we're gonna find out. Oh, very nice. I've got a few people that jump on here every so often from England, so it's really nice to have another one in here. I gotta remember their names though. I'm really shit with names. I've got a few people that come in here that are regulars that I've got their names memorized, but otherwise I'm really bad with names. So I apologize in advance, but great to have you in here. Welcome in from Oklahoma. Good to have you. Yes, you can yell at me. I'm gonna run out of fuel, sorry. My camera's yelling at me. But I'm gonna run out of fuel if I don't, because it's gonna be, probably another 20 miles yet until we get stopped. Oh yeah, I'll be able to remember that. I got you. Welcome in, man. That's a really good tip. Thank you. I never would have thought of that. Yeah, see, that's why I like doing these live streams. I actually learn a lot of shit as a truck driver. Like, I pick up things every day from people on here, and it's awesome. It makes a world of difference, and I can pass that on to others. So yeah, let's just keep the hammer drop down and let's get this thing over to the truck stop. I'm sure we'll be fine, but we're probably going to be pushing it pretty close because my fuel light popped on about 20 miles ago. Nice. Well, I appreciate you jumping in and checking it out. Hopefully it's somewhat entertaining. You might have missed a lot of the entertainment up in the cities, but I've got quite a few live streams from running other different trucks to being up in the cities to doing Wisconsin trips, my over-the-road trips. But great to have you in here. Welcome on in. Okay. That's really good to know. Oh, okay. Okay, I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, if you've been in here before, then I must not have a good memory of it. From where we're at right now, probably about 15 miles. So we should be in the clear. We should get there. We're going to be in the clear to get there, but yeah. Oh, 2 weeks ago? Okay. Yeah, sorry if I don't remember having you in there. I do 2 to 3 of these a day sometimes, so it's... Plus, I was on vacation not long ago, and that really seemed to wipe out some memory. But great to see you in here again. I appreciate it. I always like getting a good group together to come hang out. Well, you know, for the people that come in and do have a conversation and hang out, I'd like to try and, you know, keep a good memory of them in here. It's just, my memory's a little shot. Take enough head injuries when you're younger, and boy, that does the trick. Yeah, the fuel gauge in my other semi that I drive on a daily, that fuel gauge does not work. So I just hope the one in here is for the most part accurate and I don't accidentally run out. But I'll probably be in this truck for a bit because it sounds like they got my truck torn apart. Yep, that happens a lot. I'll get people that jump in here and troll, but for the most part, it really doesn't bother me. If anything, I just have fun with them. Hey, welcome on in. Actually, I had a guy jump in here when I had my mom in the live stream, and he was trying to troll me, and so I just turned it around. And I was like, "Hey, man, you know my mom's in here. You could troll her." And he just immediately started trolling my mom in the live stream, and I was like, "Ah, perfect. No, I don't have to." Like, it worked out. Yeah, Prime, don't worry. We're moving quite a bit, so we were able to rip around them. Yeah, that'll happen from time to time. I'll get people that jump in here and do that, and I'm just like, whatever. As long as it's not like you crossing a line, you know, they're just in here trying to have fun. It's like, all right, cool, have at it. But you come in here, if they come in here and they start throwing out some racist crap or, you know, certain things like that, I'm like, no, we don't do that. Shit, I probably should have stayed back there, because now we gotta jump off here. Crap. Actually, I have not hit any, ain't gonna lie. I haven't even hit a person today. I hope you caught what I said there, today. No, I'm just kidding you. No, I particularly try to avoid hitting people just because, you know, it's a lot of freaking paperwork. Ain't gonna lie. And really, this is the truck that I was in when I smoked a dishwasher. So, yeah, and then, you know, I got Rick. So I got Rick in here. He'll take care of that if it needs to happen. And I trust all the guys in here that do that for me in this channel. Like, I trust all them guys to do whatever they like. So you're kind of at their mercy. Yep. Yeah, and that's the big thing too. You know, it's like, I'm all for people coming in and having fun and hanging out, but there are just certain lines that, you know, I try to not get crossed, because I do have kids that come in here and watch. Granted, I need to work on my language for that, but, you know, I do have kids that come in here, and a lot of the people that do come in here, they don't need to be on here to see that, you know. They come in to hang out and... Oh, yeah. No, it was legitimately an actual dishwasher, like a full-on piece of appliance sitting on the interstate that I hit with this truck in particular, and I absolutely obliterated it. Fairly impressive that, you know, out of all the things I could find the smoke on the interstate, it was that. Nope. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this truck isn't ungoverned, but it does go faster than most. Yeah, when I smoked that dishwasher, it got wedged underneath the oil pan, and I gotta tell you, it turned night from day behind me with the spark show going off. It absolutely lit up the sky behind me. I've actually got a YouTube short of it up from when I did it, but boy, was I not in a good mood. That was 5 in the morning when I smoked that thing going down the road. Yeah, yep, and that's kind of the same thing here too. You know, I do get kids that come in and watch and hang out, and you know, yeah, I do drop a couple swear words here and there, but I really try to watch my humor, things I say, you know, because I don't want to be here to promote anything bad. That's not the idea behind my channel, you know. Don't get me wrong, I do have a couple of videos up that are a little spicy on language, but I do have explicit warnings written on them, and I have it, you know, strict age viewer, that all that stuff. I have not seen a runaway diesel in person. Yeah, I saw the Smoky sitting back there. Don't worry, we're not going to go back past them once we get fuel here. Yep, that's exactly it, man. There's a fine line that once it's crossed, then it's a totally different story how it's handled. I haven't seen an engine run away in person yet. I've seen videos, and boy, it looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a lot of fun when it happens, but yeah, this fuel gauge is wonky. This fuel gauge is a little wonky because now it's saying I got a quarter tank, and I don't know what I got for fuel, but I know we've done close to 500 miles today, so we're gonna top the tanks off just to be on the safe side. So the way that I have learned it, and I'm sure other people have different variations, but a Smoky or a full grown is known as a state trooper. Smoky or county mountie was known for like the county sheriffs, and then a city kitty was a cop, a city cop. But there's different variations out there. But yeah, when he said Smoky, I knew exactly what he was saying because I caught that right away coming down the ramp. Oh, I bet it was. Hopefully you were able to plug the turbo fast enough to get it to stop. Okay, now we can get some fuel in here. Or yeah, pigs. Yeah, that's another one for them. Let's see, 779-903. Let's get some fuel in this thing quickly. I already forgot my mileage. I said it, and I already forgot it. Odometer. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, 779 03. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh God, sorry, Rick. Sorry. Oh wait, no. Oh, you were responding. Okay, my bad. I thought you were saying that in response to me climbing up in front of the phone. That's my bad. Fuel right now is $4.99 a gallon. $4.99 a gallon is what we're at right now. Oh, that's right. I gotta hold these ones because they don't grip in these tanks. So I guess we're doing one at a time. Yep, $4.99 a gallon here. And I'm sure we're fairly low, actually. But at least I don't have to do this now. I can do this right here, right now, and then go swap trailers and go home. So that'll be nice. Yeah, it's definitely down there. I can't even see it yet. Oh, nice. 478 down there. Too bad I don't get runs coming down that way more often. I haven't been down to Kansas in a while. But when I was running down that way, I was in a 2006 379, and that was a fun truck. I absolutely loved riding that truck. I probably should have done the passenger side first, but oh, there we go. Yeah, so I probably had, looking at it, I had about 30 gallons left. Oh, oh God, that would drive me nuts. I mean, I used to have to keep track of state mileage when I 5 trucks. I had to keep track of state mileage and okay, 54 gallons. All right, let's go do the other side. Yeah, these tanks are positioned in such a spot that it does not, it doesn't grip the lip there. Over $6 a gallon in Washington? Holy crap. I don't know why I held that message for review. That stuff I don't understand about YouTube. Like, I do not understand that. Yeah, it's going to be close, if not more. We're putting in, we put 54 gallons in on the other side, or 55. I imagine this side's going to be about 55. Close to. I don't know if they burn equally or not. I don't know if one tank drains all the way and then it switches tanks. Like, I don't have a manual tank switch in here, so hard to say. Yep. 9 times out of 10, fuel is definitely the highest expense for a lot of places. Oh, but we should get done here shortly, and then we can get going. Go get our trailers taken care of. Almost there. At least these pumps go pretty fast. go see how much it was. Door's not shut. Oops. Yeah, $510. 102 gallons. So we weren't as low as I thought on fuel, but that's good to know. Hey, you have a great night, Paul. You have a great night. Okay, let's get out of here. This is always a fun exit trying to get out of here. This is kind of a wonky exit because you got to take up the whole road just to get out. And this is also the entrance for four-wheelers, so you can imagine how that goes, because it doesn't go well. Yeah, there we go. All right, he's gonna let me out. That was nice of him. He let me out. Sounds good. You have a wonderful night. Be safe out there. Shiny side up, greasy side down. Oh crap, we just went on a yellow. Oops. That's not good. It was yellow when I entered the intersection. Just want to be clear. Oops. I think, God, they don't have these lanes set up yet. There we go. But you guys have a great night. Be safe. We're gonna go get trailers dropped and swapped, and then yeah, we're heading home. So I suppose with that being said, I will end my live stream here. Get a few things taken care of. Probably call my dispatcher for tomorrow, kind of let her know the plan, and I think that's how we're gonna run it. So be looking for me tomorrow. We'll definitely be doing another live stream. We should be going down to Mason City early in the morning. So we'll be doing a little bit of a early morning ride on the way there. If you guys want to jump in, check it out, come hang out with me tomorrow. We'll definitely be getting right after it again. But we're gonna go get our trailer swapped out, and then we're gonna head home with our other empty trailer for tomorrow morning. So be looking for me. Rick, thank you so much for being in here and helping out today, man. I greatly appreciate it. I love having good people in here and having a good conversation. It makes by so much faster. Like it shortens up these 12-hour days, kinda. You know, hypothetically, it does shorten them up for my mind. But yeah, we'll be cruising on down to Mason City bright and early tomorrow. Well, not bright. It's gonna be dark by the time we get moving. Let's see what time is it right now. 3:21. Home by 4:30. So I think we're going to plan to hit the road at 3 a.m. tomorrow. So probably have a live stream at about 3:30, 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. For those of you that are overseas, you're about 6-7 hours ahead of me. So come jump in tomorrow and let's go do some running. Thank you guys so much for joining in today. As always, keep the shiny side up, greasy side down, and Rick, you stay beautiful, man. You stay beautiful. I'm gonna get you in this truck one of these days, my guy. You're gonna go with me and we're gonna go cause some chaos together. All right, guys, you have a wonderful night. Thank you so much.